So let's join our hands and let's welcome Patricia Legis. Okay, thanks everyone to be here today. It's a great honor to be here with you guys. As you heard, I am a Brazilian, so since I was born. So, and for me to be here at Harvard, I couldn't believe yet. So I won't think too much about it because it's a great honor to be here, actually, and for a Brazilian person, even more. You can imagine, because I think you know my country as a country of carnival, yes, football, and now I am here to talk about a book. So this is the title of this conference is very important for me because it really touches me, because I had just one choice, and this choice was success. So it was very nice for me to be here. This is my first book, Bolsa Blindada. We are calling Bulletproof Purse. It's about finances. And our publishing house thought that it was important to talk to the women's choices to buy things. I think here it's the same. We decide the color out of the family car. We decide how and what we will buy. So, what are we talking about when we talk about success? Why this book is considered a success? In November, we reached 1 million views. In these 5 days of December, we had most of 100,000 more. So, in my fan page on Facebook, I have 138,000 fans. They come in every day. They send messages for me. So they are always participating. It's very nice. And the book number 1 became a course, a 9-hour course. We have in Brazil a very important website. It's an educational website because people want to learn, but they don't have money to do that, unfortunately. So the online courses are being a success, and I am in this website with the sports, and I'll tell you something. My last class, because it was 9-hour course, 3 hours a day for 3 days. The last day, you know, Brazilian people love soap opera.
Yes.
Yeah. My last class was on a Friday, and that Friday was the last chapter of soap opera. So it was very, difficult for me to maintain the audience, but they were there. They were there because the last chapter, they present the last day again. So they watch the course and then they watch the soap opera. It was very, very nice for me. And I'd like to talk to you how the idea came, because it's not easy to start something that everybody says it won't be successful, like a book. It won't be successful because people don't read. But when you feel something, when you feel that you have to do something, you have to do something. So people used to say it will be waste of time, do something, you won't make money with that, but I have to do it because I just knew that I had to do it. So I did. This is me as a kid. And when I was a kid, at home, my mom used to teach me about finances. I had this privilege to learn about finances at home. So when I was a little kid, my mom told me the value of the money, the value of the work. And I keep this information until today, and it was very nice for me. And after that, I became a journalist, but I never wrote about finances because I thought that I won't be able to do that because I'm not an economist, I'm a journalist. But I had the information and I know how to write, so why not? The idea wasn't mine. The idea came from a friend. This is my friend, Patricia. She's a Brazilian too, but she lived here in the US since she was 12, and she started a blog to help women for free, She started with this project, and then she started to translate to Portuguese. And the translations were not very good. So I called her and I say, I want to help you with the translations. And then I became a collaborator of her blog. I just rewrite the texts. And then one day I told her, here in Brazil we are having this kind of advertising offering money, and people get these loans, but it's very bad because it's very expensive and people don't do the math, And I said to her, it's very, very bad for our people to accept this kind of loan. So why don't you write about it? And she said, you're right. You can write. And I said, me? Why? Because you are the person who knows about money things. And I say, am I? Am I this person who knows about money things? And she said, of course, you know about money things. I had no idea people look at me as a person who knows about money things. It's like David said before. Sometimes he was fast, sometimes he was slow, but he was the same person. He just saw himself as fast or slow, And this has happened to me. If she said that I know, then I know. So I will write. And I started to write in her blog, and I started to have the positive feedbacks. I don't expect it for that, like Mariana. Before your posts, I didn't know where my money goes. When I started to follow your tips, I noticed that I was throwing my money away. After just 2 months of the new Mariana, I can smile because I could negotiate a big debt, and finally me and my husband will buy our first car. Thank you so much, and please never stop writing. These 3 words was very, very touching for me. Never stop writing. So I started to realize, oh my God, people read what I am writing. That's important. People are reading. They are understanding. They are giving me positive feedback. So I can't stop writing no more. I have to keep writing for this kind of people who needs this information. So this was so important to me, even more if somebody was paying me to do that. This was a great payment for me, you know. And I want to talk about opportunities because I saw in the last 3 words, never stop writing, an opportunity. And sometimes we just think about things we want. We want a house, we want to have money, we want to buy a car, we want to travel around the world. We just wondering and waiting and dreaming of do this and do that. And why we do that, why we just wondering and thinking about, we have to do something. And sometimes we say, we don't have opportunity to do what I wanted to do. I want to do something, but I don't have an opportunity. And I have a question for you to illustrate this opportunity. What is this? Are you listening right now to any music? Is somebody listening to a music right now? I hope you're not, because I am talking. So please pay attention. I'm kidding. So you are not listening to any music right here, right now. But it doesn't mean that we don't have music here, because we have. We have lots of music here in this place. We can see it, but we have. And why we cannot listen to? Because we don't have a turn on radio. Because the music are here. If you turn on any kind of radio, we will be able to listen to a music. So it's here. It's here. The music is here. But we have to be connected. If you are not connected, we won't listen to anything. It's the radio stations are sending 24/7 the wavelengths, isn't it? They are sending. But if we are not connected, we won't be able to listen. You know, if we are connected, you can listen. The opportunities are the same. If you are not connected, you can be here in this wonderful place and you won't be able to catch this opportunity. You have to be connected. You have to believe you can. That's the thing. You know, you have to believe. As Dave says, it was a great privilege to listen to Dave, because it's a great privilege to be here. But if you are not open, it won't be any difference. You have to believe. You have to see yourself where you want to be first before you go there, right? So this was the idea, but how to make it successful? I had the idea, I believed in that idea, and I believed that I could do that, but there was more. I wanted more. How to make the book successful. I don't want just to write a book. I was seeing myself as a successful writer. And I started from the very beginning. So when we start something, I used to do some research, right? And I started to make these kinds of questions about the market. I want to know how the publishing houses work. So my questions was, how is the publishing market? Is that really a business? Because, you know, we have to make money. So I started to think in a business. Are the publishers looking for this type of book about finances? What kind of language approach should I use? How should I present this project? So these were my questions about market, about business, about how to make it successful. And the data was very good because in my country, this market is very, increasing every year. I had this data because I wrote the book in 2012. And from a year to another, we had a great increase in sales. And now these numbers are, bigger. This is a very known bookshop in São Paulo, my city. And the bookshops used to be like this, full of people buying books. So it was great. But I discovered that Brazilian people just read 4 books per year. 4 books. Can you imagine that? 4 books per year. Actually, it's not 4. It's 3.7. So, what or how these people buy books if they don't read the books? What's happening? I don't want to, I thought at that time, I don't want to just write a book and release a book and sell a book. I want people to read the book because that information is important for them. They have to read what is happening. So I changed my target. I stopped to think about the business and I started to think about the people. So I make this project personal because I wanted to talk to the people. I don't just sell books. So I make it personal. And that was the key, maybe the number 1 step to make it successful, make it personal. And I started to talk with the people, not with the numbers no more. So my questions changed. Who am I writing to? What are the people's needs? Can I really help them? What do I have to offer? What is the book about? So I started to make it personal. So that was very important. And the data about people was not very good as the numbers of the market, of the business. I discovered that we have in Brazil this term, functionally illiterate. Do you know what is this? Yes. I didn't either. So I discovered that functionally, the word is difficult to say, Functionally illiterate is the person who can read, but they cannot understand what they are reading. They are not illiterate. We have 7% of illiterate people in Brazil. We have 7%. But we have 30% of functionally illiterate level 1. What is that? They can read, but they cannot understand 100%. So they try to read, they don't understand, so they give up. This is real. And we have the level 2. The level 2, they cannot understand 100%, but they understand more than level 1. So we have more than 70% of people having problems to read, and just 25% that can understand what they read. So I was thinking that I have to make it simple. If I want to people read and understand, it has to be simple. So I started to work with, I'll give you some example. This is Wilfredo Pareto. You know him? He is an author of a law, of finance law. The rule is that for many events, roughly 80% of the effects come from 20% of the causes. This is very basic for people who want to learn about finances, about economy. This is basic. But if I put this in this way, people don't understand. So I have to explain this in another way for women. So I started to think, what all women love? Yeah. What they cannot live without. What made them spend much money? Clothes. We love clothes. We love clothes. What can we do? So I explained the Pareto's law using the wardrobe. Roughly 80% of the time, you wear 20% of your clothes. This is real, because we are capable to open a wardrobe full of clothes and say, I have anything to wear. We can do that very easily. So, but you boys do that too. Roughly 80% of the time, you use 20% of your tools. So that's real for you too. And this 20% of the time that you use your tools is when the women ask you to use them for her. What the economist says about that, what they say. Stop shopping. And I say to them, we won't. We won't stop. We can't. We cannot stop shopping. So I said that we don't have to stop. You just have to buy wisely. Okay? And we developed a very simple exercise. Very simple exercise. Here we have the weekdays and morning, afternoon, evening. What you have to do is fill with the information, where do you go? Where do you go? Because for women, the clothes are connected to the places. I know there is a weather, but the weather, it doesn't matter, you know. We can feel hot or cold. If we want to put that dress, we will put that dress. So we are here, we are, you know. So you have to fill this information. Where do you go? Where do you go? So, but it's not simple like that. There is more. You have to know your body shape. You have to know your body shape because you have to buy the right clothes for your body shape, you know? But there is more because we are complicated, you know? You have to know your fashion style. Because if you buy something that it doesn't fit with your style, you won't use it. So I put some styles on the book. And if you don't know which style is yours, I put a very simple questions to answer, and you will find out. So when you buy wisely, you are making an investment. So that is the way I explain things to the women. You won't have to stop. I know that you won't have to stop buying, but you have to buy wisely. So they like this kind of information. Oh, I don't have to stop to buy. I just have to buy wisely. I can do that. So this example is in my book number 2. And these are the 3 rules I use to make the book successful. Make it simple, make it personal, and make it real. It's very simple. And why make it simple? I used a simple method, as you saw, simple to put in practice, with simple exercises in a simple language, because people live simple lives. Okay? These are the 10 main causes of debts in Brazil. They are very simple. Bad financial administration, do not saving money for unexpected situation, divorce, disease, unemployment, try to maintain the old lifestyle, lack of financial education, compulsive shopping, addiction, and repeat the bad financial behavior of parents. Do you know that? It's familiar for you? So you won't find here people are indebted because they bought a boat, they bought a sports car. No, they are indebted because of simple things, very simple things. So I had to make it simple because people are simple, And I make it personal. And I discover that people love stories. So I use my personal stories to teach them about finances. For example, this is a washing powder, a very expensive one. It was about, I don't know in dollars, but this is our money. Our maid used to buy 6 kilos of washing powder every month. It is too much. And then I showed her that we could saving money with that. We changed the brand. We still buy this one. The first one is very expensive, but it's good for clothes. And we bought 2 more for her to wash everything because she loves washing everything, Then with this, we saved 25 reais per month, 300 per year. In 8 years, it was the time I was reading the book, 8 years before this attitude, we saved 2,400 reais. We can buy a flight ticket to Paris, just with the soap, just with the washing powder. So that was economy is. It's not stop buying, but make choices, make good choices. And I make it real. So I wanted to know if I was really helping people. And do you remember Mariana? This is Mariana a year later. She bought a car. She moved it into a larger apartment, went on vacation, and paid 10,000 reais in debts. Here she gave an interview for a very known magazine in Brazil, talking about this experience with the book. It was very, very nice to see that. So to finish all this, I want to keep this information with you, because with no sacrifices, we won't have success. We have to sacrifice, as Stephanie did, and all this stuff. They don't sleep well. Some of them get, very tired, but we are here. They did it for us. It was a sacrifice to give you this kind of information, how to make something as a successful thing. And you have to do sacrifices for that. There's no way to make anything successful without sacrifice. Okay? So, thank you guys for being here.